Okay, the recording has started. Welcome everybody to our Wednesday onboarding session. As I said, everyone is at different stages in this. Some people have joined and members and using the platform. Some people are considering using the platform. Some people are thinking, why should I use this platform? And so before I get started, I really want to put everything in context in the sense that I think not only is pitch in a certain place, but I think all of you are in a certain place. And so I want to play a video that's only 40 seconds long, so you can't multitask on me. And I think you'll see why I chose to play it. So hold on one second.
My standard advice to entrepreneurs is you can't be successful as a small company doing the same thing everyone else is doing. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have to find errors in conventional wisdom. You have to find where everyone says, when you tell them your idea, most people say you're crazy. When you hear that, no one's doing that, you must be crazy. There are two possibilities. One.
I'm sorry. Was everyone able to hear that?
To entrepreneurs is you can't be successful as a small company doing the same thing everyone else is doing.
Oh, hold on a second. Sorry.
My standard advice to entrepreneurs is you can't be successful as a small company doing the same thing everyone else is doing. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have to find errors in conventional wisdom. You have to find where everyone says, when you tell them your idea, most people say you're crazy. When you hear that, no one's doing that, you must be crazy. There are two possibilities. One is you're first with a really good idea. Unfortunately, the other is you're crazy.
So I'll let you decide. I'm sorry, you guys, I don't want to mute all of you. So if you're talking, if you could mute your own, because in case any of you guys have questions, I don't want to have to unmute you. Or maybe I do have to hit mute for a second, right? Let me do that. Okay. So the reason I played that video is we've been in business now 30 days. And there's a lot of people that have suggested that we're crazy. I mean, here we were, one of the most successful ISV partners to Zoom in the world, incredibly successful. And I turn around and I have a vision of what 2.0 should be. And it's interesting how many people ask me about how similar we are to Zoom versus how different we are to Zoom. And I say that because all of you are entrepreneurs. And when all of you decided to sell either a nutritional product or an insurance product or real estate product, you didn't make your choice because you were similar to somebody else. You made your choice and you're successful because you found the differences. And for us, we're actually the most different webinar platform in the world. And so when I look at someone like Eric, for instance, who created his own platform, he didn't say, can I be like TikTok, right? Can I be like Instagram? It's how can I be different? And I think that's what makes all of you special. I know someone like Erica, I'm saying, who, when she chooses to sell a product, she doesn't go because it's like New Skin's product, and that's why she's comfortable, right? Or choosing a cash reward program because it's like somebody else's, right? You're all such different entrepreneurs. And I think that's the attraction between ourselves and pitch. And so I say that because when you're representing pitch to other people and their first question to you is, why is it like Zoom? Is instead of answering them about the similarities, lead them in a direction about why we're different. And I think those three things of why we're different are very distinct. Is number one, is we're the only company in the world that at the touch of a button can make any website interactive for up to 600 people. Zoom can't do that. Google Meets can't do that. Microsoft Teams can't do that. We're the only company in the world that could make a recording and have that website be in your complete control and interactive, even though you're not there. So imagine on your site, showing someone in the sequence and order that you want them to see on your website before they experience on their own with your guide. Third, we're the only company in the world that can create multiple invite links for your downline and your sales team, if you have one, and then actually give them the credit for their sales through your company's ecosystem with no integration, no setup, and no download. I remember when I was running a nutritional network marketing company, and the top distributor and owner of the company, one of the top distributors in the world, every time someone would ask him a question, he would say, I don't know about that. All I know is I lost 27 pounds, 3 inches in my waist, no matter what the question was, because he wanted to control the conversation. He wanted to control the question. He wanted to control the answer. And I'm saying to you, whether that's talking about pitch or talking about your own product and mainline opportunity, that's what you have to remember is you're in control of the information. You're in control of the perception. And so today it's I can show you, and I intend to, how to use the platform for even those that I know have seen it before. I know you're interested in seeing it again, right? And I want to do that. But I think more importantly than anything else, you'll be successful with the platform and how you use it or how you show other people to use it by understanding the focus is on our differences. So let me unmute it and see if we can hear. So that way, I just want you to know, you guys are able to ask me any questions you want, during that period of time. Okay. So with that, I want to start the training, and I'm going to share my screen. And I know that many of you have seen this portal before, and this portal becomes your best friend. And it's your best friend because it's in its simplicity and easy to use. So number one is you should get to know your dashboards. And I'm saying, and obviously we're in the referral business, and hitting my rewards button is where you see how successful and how that breaks down into your enrollment and your progress every single step of the way. Second button is payments. I'm saying, well, we have a very simple perspective. To get paid, all you have to do is ask. And within 24 to 48 hours, I'm saying you'll receive that payment, and that really is more up to your bank institution than ours. Many times people call in and they go, I want to change my referral. I want to change my instant. Here's where you can. You can edit your profile. You can edit your own referral link. You can edit your instant meeting link. This is where you can also put in your streaming links for Facebook and YouTube, so you don't have to worry about setting that up once you're live. Also, many of you want to maybe change your subscriptions month to month. I'm saying so you're able to do that and change your plan on the fly. You don't have to call us up in customer service to do that. And also, you, of course, here is where all your meetings are. But even more importantly, here is where your media is. This is where all your recordings are kept and that you could simply share. And by the way, you can just edit the names of these recordings and title them and make them personal before you send them to somebody. This is where your favorite websites are. The great thing about our system is when you create a website live during the meeting, it becomes a favorite website at the touch of a button. But if you want to always have that prepared ahead of time, you can do that by literally one button, clicking add a website, title it, and put the URL in, and then it'll be there at the touch of a button. Same thing with presentations. If you want to upload a Google Slides presentation, I can show you later how easy it is to play live during the meeting at the touch of a button. So, and at your meeting settings. So this is where you can set up everything you want, whether you want rating rooms or breakout rooms, participant audio, all these things, automatic recordings, all this stuff is easy at the touch of a button. You can also set up your backgrounds in that perspective. So, and also this is where your tutorials are. We have about 9 tutorials on the product. So all you do is click on that, and also where you can go to the Success Academy, where we have all of our trainings on how to do the business. So again, very important aspects of the dashboard is your friend. The second thing is, which I know many of you have seen, is how you set up a meeting. And this is where I usually get the most amount of questions because now we have the most amount of functionalities. So even though we start out very similar to Zoom, Google Meets, or Microsoft Teams, right? Because we didn't want to train people, we do it the same. You tell it, you write a description that'll go out in an email or text. You pick your day and time. You can pick whether it's a recurring meeting. Use your personal link that you set up. Do you want to have a waiting room? Do you want to broadcast it Facebook Live or YouTube? Very easy to set up. And then hit continue. We've added something today is you can have a regular meeting like this where people can participate, or you can also click on webinar mode where it starts off where basically, and no reference to Mark, no one can talk. And you're the only one that can speak. So that's not, I'm not calling it the Mark mode. I am calling it the webinar mode. But we added that today for those people I know that want to do presentations. And also you decide how do you want your meeting to begin? Do you want it to be a standard meeting or do you want it to be an interactive meeting? Now, the great news is it changes on the fly, but it's just a case of how you want it to begin. So let's say you want it to be an interactive meeting because that really is our differentiator. And then you decide whether you're the host because you're the only one inviting guests today because you don't have an organization that wanted to work with you tonight. Or maybe you do. Maybe you're lucky. Maybe you're someone like Erica, who I know is going to do this with a group of people, right? So you click on co-host. And then you decide, of course, your company's website, because you may have more than one. And let's say, for instance, this is mine. Because the first thing you always set up for yourself first, right? Because you can't just be the host. You got to invite your own customers. And then, obviously, if you've ever set up somebody before, the great news is you don't have to do it again. All you have to do is check the box. And I create this link. An automatic email is going to go out to that person that says, hey, Eric is doing a meeting Friday night, 8 o'clock. Here's your invite link to invite guests. And you don't have to worry. You're going to get credit for the sale of every single that person comes in through that invite link on your replicated website. I'll see you Thursday at 8 o'clock. I don't know if it's written that well, but that's the way I would write it if I have a chance to do it again. If I want to add someone new, I certainly don't know their replicated ID number. Last thing I want to do is call them and ask them because that becomes like an IKEA moment. I'm not taking that out of the box. I'm not doing it. So to add new, all I have to know is their first name, last name, and email. And if you don't know that, they're probably not in your downline anyway. So they're probably not going to be very helpful. So you type in their email address, and we immediately assign them a username just so you can identify them. I said you kind of know their first name and last name. And in case you work for more than company, because some people actually have multi-streams of income, you may want to know that, so you can title it, and then you hit create. And this lets you know that basically you don't have to do anything from this point forward. We do the rest for you. And that email now will go out to this person I checked, the new person I checked, and all I do is hit continue. This allows us to work with any company in the world immediately. I can tell you in the past, I used to have great meetings with CEOs, chief revenue officers, chief sales officers, and then I would have a meeting with the CTO. And that's where it came to a halt. You're not going to touch our database. You're not going to be able to integrate. You can't get into our merchant account. So, thank you very much. And that's why this was designed so specifically to not only be an incredible user experience for you guys, but for the company too. So just the way that you don't have to ask the permission of any company, I'm saying to use Zoom, Google Meets, or Microsoft Teams, you don't have to ask permission to use us. So that simple perspective, okay? And then once again, I wanted to make sure that once you're connected with people in a webinar, you never have to disconnect. Because once you lose a connection with somebody, it's hard to get it back in that moment. So I'm starting a brand new webinar, right, outside of this meeting. And if you notice, all the buttons in the bottom are identical to the webinar platforms you've known in the past, right? If you want to end a meeting here, you want to have a breakout room, you want to send a chat message, you want to wave to me, hello, feel free. You want to hit recording, you want to share another screen, a traditional share screen, the way we all do, and your microphone and your camera. But as you all know, our secret sauce, our magic moment is the share website button. This is our differentiator. And this is what I meant about a favorite list. If I literally type in any website here in the world, it'll give me the opportunity to make it a favorite, or I can search for my favorites, or I can literally with one button bring up any website in the world. I don't, just so you know, I don't know who this Juice Plus distributor is. I think I'm making him famous. I'm happy to do that. And right now you can see that I'm in control of the screen. And right now everyone thinks they're safe. You know, their credit card is in their pocket. I'm making my presentation right about now. People are starting to multitask on me, so I'm going to distract them by playing a YouTube video, hopefully to get their attention back. Maybe I actually want the YouTube video to be front and center instead of watching the website at the same time. So I just stop sharing. I'll let the YouTube video play, and then I just bring back my website. All of this, I really think, is incredibly intuitive, right? And done by design. And so at this point, I'm in control. So how do I go from I'm in control to 600 people in control at the touch of a button? All I do is go from standard screen to interactive. And now, as you'll see later on, each one of you will be in complete control and in complete privacy in the webinar of whatever products you want to buy, whatever private information you put in, credit card information, your address, your phone number, because I know there's some people that would like some other people's phone number on tonight's phone call. You're not getting it. You can't see it. That's the beauty of the privacy in this sense. And even though you're in complete privacy, I could still be intrusive enough and be a good host by grabbing control of the screen back from you guys. And all I do at that is hit standard screen. And I hit standard screen, I can pull up any other product and show you. So right now I'm going to click on bestsellers, and that way I can make it interactive, and then you guys are in control of the screen again. Now, any items you put in the cart are there, any information you put in there, you can go back to where you were if you didn't mind my intrusion. Just make sure you saw the products that you wanted to see before you left. So the magic rhythm of our control system, and you notice I never leave my engagement with my guests. Standard screen, I'm in control. Interactive screen, my guests are in control. Stop sharing, back to a traditional webinar. And if for any reason you want to pop out to another website, even from this site, that's where the fourth button is. And the fourth button is here is change the URL. If I hit change the URL, I can type in or cut and paste any website in the world. But sometimes typing and cutting and pasting, again, distracts me and loses my connection. And that's why we put a favorite here. And if I have a favorite, I drop down my favorite menu and I literally can click on any website. So everything is designed for one button simplicity. So once again, I go back to the mantra, right? I'm in control. My guests are in control. Simple webinar. Pretty easy perspective, right? So if I end this meeting here for a second, and I go back to the beginning and hit stop screen share. And now back to the beginning. This is our deja vu moment, right? And again, for those of you that haven't had an opportunity to experience the interactivity, I'm going to now do the same thing I did in the training, except I want you to experience it as a guest. So I'm hitting share website, which now you can see in your own mind. It's kind of like I showed you how I saw the woman in half, and now you get to sit in the front row and experience it as a guest. And so now I hit my one go button, my start sharing, and hopefully you can all see the Juice Plus screen. And I'm moving it just to show off that I'm in control. And now I've made my best presentation. You can't wait to buy my product. And so now I'm hitting interactive. And now each one of you, and there's quite a few of you, independent of each other, can take your mouse, touch the screen on your phone, on your iPad, and completely go shopping. And if you were working with your downline and they invited the guests, they're getting credit for the sale. So they're all not going on your website, which is one of our biggest differentiators for people on Shopify, on Amazon, on us, who work with the team. And once again, just to show you how easy it is, I'm going to hit standard screen behind the scenes. I'm grabbing control. I'm going to try to convince you guys now to be a partner. So I'm bringing that page up. I've made it interactive, and you're in control. Pretty simple in that perspective. Any questions at this point?
Yes.
Make sure you guys are.
Yes, I have a question. Okay.
Oh, good. I didn't know if I had you guys muted or I put you to sleep. I knew it was either one. Okay, I'm glad you guys
No,
you can hear me.
I'm responsible. I always muted because before I worked in a government insurance, we were online all the time. I know what it is. Actually, in a Microsoft
Mhm.
system. So, my question is languages. Are you
Mhm.
planning to add different languages, foreign languages?
Yes, currently, right now, and we're about to release it. We have translations in 22 languages. We just haven't released it yet. That's something that we're working on, but that already exists. We're just trying to do a little twist on it,
Mhm.
and that's why I've held it back. Because once again, I'm trying to be the differentiator, not the similarity perspective. But yes, I would say by next week, start looking, for that feature, just the way we added the webinar feature tonight.
Mhm.
That's what we'll be doing. We won't make everything a huge announcement. We're just going to be rolling out those features that I think are critical as I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, and it would be also nice if kind of tutorials will be translated also in different languages. For example, I do speak Russian, so I
Mhm.
could help you translate if you need a Russian version. Because
Well, actually, what we've done something once a little easier than that, right? For those of you, and I'm going to show you the Success Training Academy in a few minutes. Um, we've translated all of those videos into Spanish, as I was going to say English and Spanish, and also we're just finishing the Philippines.
yes,
But the reason those people aren't live, are people in the background, is we use an avatar agency uh, with 150 languages. So we're able to, at the touch of a button, and they're very, very good translations in the sense, like if you translate it to Spanish, there's 30 versions of Spanish, right?
okay,
There's Mexican Spanish, and so as opposed to a Google Translate where you have to apologize to the native person in that perspective. So over time, as we obviously we go into each market, then we're going to emphasize, because we are global from day one. And so literally, if we get a request, we'll make that a priority to translate all the training videos into the language at that request. So literally, Diana, if you send me an email and said, I'm marketing in this particular region, it would
yes,
become a
because I live
priority.
United States, but I have a lot of my personal portal. Actually, we have a 15
Mhm.
languages there, but we have a main Russian. We have Ukraine, Belarus, blah blah blah. But most of the people speak Russian, by the way. So that's
Yeah,
why it's a very big language to bring customers, because a lot of immigrants who lives even in the United States, they barely speak English. They
yeah.
prepare own
No,
language.
we're happy. We're trying to do something a little more than just the translations. We're trying to do it with audio simultaneously. And so that's where we've been a little delayed, because we have a pretty exciting, I think, version of translations using audio in real time.
And
Um,
second, well,
and
and
so we're just,
second question is what countries participating right now?
we're open virtually every country where it's legal to do business,
Okay,
via the United States. I mean, so obviously we're not building a big North Korean,
okay,
organization
I got it.
anytime soon. But you have a connection, maybe we can talk, but it's not on the radar screen. That's I just want
I don't have North
yeah.
Korean.
Oh, then we're good. Okay. Before I kind of go into this academy part, does anyone have any questions on the product itself? How to use it? Did I go too fast in certain areas, or is any other functionalities that you're concerned about? This is your moment. I'm here for you, not my own entertainment, even though I myself, but I'm not here for me. I'm here for you guys.
I'd like to know about the Google Slides, getting like a PowerPoint up or a Google Slides up.
Yeah. So let me do that here for you. Okay. See if I have this on this one. Well, I think I have it on the other one. Okay, let me share my screen. So I think I have it in the other one here. So if I start this meeting,
Oh, so you're going to screen share and start a meeting on another account and share that one. That's
yeah, that's my trick. Now don't tell everyone my trick, right?
sorry.
Okay.
Didn't mean to bust you.
So can you see? So you see my Google slide presentation here? All I
do.
did was hit a button, and I had it popped up, and I can change the slides right here. That's
So
how I do it as the
PowerPoint. It
host.
has to be Google Slide.
Yeah, you can. You just need to convert it. I'm saying we hope to add other ones, but right now that's the one that fit in best with the platform. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And next, real quick question: Does this integrate with Calendly?
It's interesting. We don't have a direct integration the way that I know that you're asking. So the way I use it, because I actually use Calendly for now until we have that integration, is, sorry, let me just go back to the original meeting, is I use my instant meeting link and I let Calendly pick the day and the time. So that's how this meeting, like if you can use Calendly with this one standard invite link and then use Calendly to pick the day and the time until we have it. I'm saying because that's how I use it right now.
So it doesn't create an individual like private, like Zoom. Zoom does a private, but
Correct.
I've dropped Zoom. I'm going to use this exclusively, so it's just using the basic invite link for now.
Correct. And if you want to have privacy, you can use your standard invite link, but you can also then put a knock on the door, so not anyone can come in at any time. But it is a high priority for me to do the integration with Calendly because it is so popular.
Then real quick, like this, if we put 60 minutes on there, does the meeting end right at 60 minutes or does it allow us to go on?
No, and that's a really bad communication on our part. It's just suggestion for the guest.
Got it.
Because the guest wants to know how long the meeting is, right? As like, it's a 90-minute meeting. I think I'm going to pass on that one, right? So that's all the reason we put it. And we need to make that more specific in the process.
And then I'll just wrap up with this one. Because I'm going to be using this for podcasts as well as webinars and doing some stuff like that so that we can get some pieces out there. But for the capacity, if I'm using it as a recording, then the capacity doesn't matter 100 or 1,000, right? Because it's
correct.
Okay, so it doesn't matter how many people are trying to click an active link.
No,
right?
Unlimited capacity. Because we're, just so you know, we're with AWS as far as our hosting platform. So whether it's one person or a million, it's not the old days where it's in somebody's basement and we're concerned about the infrastructure size.
Will you be going beyond the highest plan for 600 at some point? Where
think of it as battery power, right? Is something that exponentially is going to grow over time. The reason that we cut it off at 600 was because that was so far the quality test, right? Where we don't want to have that degraded feeling. So it's a case of us getting better with bandwidth, and then we'll obviously increase the capacity.
All right. I hope to push the limits on that for you. So we'll see.
Me too. I hope you do too.
Hey, David, just so you are aware, outside of the slides that we can have access to directly off of the pitch screen, you can still share a screen and open up that window that your slide presentation is in also, if there's extra features that we can't transfer over into Google Slides.
Oh, cool. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. You're not limited. When you share, like if you have a PDF document, you literally can open up the document, hit share, and you'll hit application as opposed to a tab, and you'll be able to show it that way as well. Good point, Ray. Thank you. I just meant only through our own player is we're limited Google Slides, but not limited to only using that for your regular presentation. So that's a better answer. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions on the product? Use of it. Also, just so you know, if you have any mobile apps on your computer, like all the apps, again, you can share any of those as well. And again, you hit application as opposed to share a tab, and you'd be able to use any of the apps. If you have Apple 18 version of your software and the latest, you also can share your phone at the touch of a button without any third party. Otherwise, there is some great third-party tools to be able to share your phone as well. That we can recommend. Yeah, Norman, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No love for the Android.
No love for the Android. No, I'm an Apple. Creative people are apples. You know that, right? Norman, did you have a question? I just turn your mic on if you do, because I know you raised your hand.
I'm sorry, that was a mistake.
That's okay. Oh, it was a mistake. You just wanted to wave to everybody. Okay, you wanted to bring
Yes, I
attention to
did.
yourself. I know you, Norman. I know you. Sorry. Okay. All right. And any other questions on that? And let me sorry, let me go here for a second. Okay. Now I go back. And let me hit my share my screen. Go to window. Okay. And so I know that one of the best things about our product is that we can help build whatever company you're currently in, and you can see the results in one session. The first time you do a meeting with our webinar platform with your primary business opportunity, and all of a sudden your KPIs at the end of that session, you literally know how many sales you've made or how many you didn't. It just changes the dynamics versus fooling ourselves the way we used to do in webinars, where if I was on a webinar with Ray, I would always go like, how do you think we did? I think you liked us, right? They think they're going to move forward. They seem so enthusiastic. And then 3 days later, he hasn't called back. I don't know what happened, right? In this case, it's very real. And the other thing that's real is if you work with a sales team, I've worked with people, let's say, that are great at bringing people on. They can fill up a room. And there's people that hardly bring anyone on, but always have 100% conversion. And so when you give an invite link to someone else, and if they bring on 20 people, even though you're doing the presenter and you're a great closer, we know if we're not set up properly, because no one's taken the time to explain what they're going to see, we can't be effective. And so the person who invites 3 and takes the time to set it up and always has 100% conversion is one extreme of effectiveness versus the 20 people with no conversions because they literally have just figured out a system to get people to fill up seats. And so this is a tremendous advantage when you're working with a sales team because you have real-time data of what you're able to do in that sense. So the other thing I know for those of you, and this is where I stress, is it's so important in today's world, right, to have multiple streams of income. Who can we truly depend on? What company are we so confident in that they're going to be there tomorrow, the next day, or the next year? And so you're the talent. They're lucky to have you. And they should always have to earn the right, I'm saying, for you to spend the most amount of time. And so for some people, we may become the primary source of income because we'll let the success speak for itself. When you have an audience of 550 million people that can't touch the screen, that are on a live webinar every day, and hundreds of million more, I'm saying, on webinars that are recorded, there's clearly an opportunity. Like I say, that just the way that one day when Steve Jobs said, one day, your phone, making a phone call is going to be the 4th most popular activity that you actually do on your phone. I don't think there was a lot of people that said, count me in. They go, let's wait and see. And so the great news is if you're promoting a primary business like an Herbalife, a New Skin, a Shopify, an Amazon, an insurance company, and you get to that interactive moment, you're going to be confronted positively with somebody's going to ask you a very simple question. What software is this? Can I use it for my business? Don't worry, I'm going to buy your product. But what is this? And how can I get involved? And so I want to make sure that I leave you today, not only with the product training, but also just the vision of the opportunity to continue to take advantage and build your primary business if you have one, and how that's going to have an incredible effect on it. But also how you might also realize that you have another multiple stream of income that you didn't count on. And so we set up a compensation plan that we think just simply meets people where they're at. So if you're doing a primary income and you don't want to be distracted, and maybe you just don't want to pay for the service. And so we developed a very simple 3 and it's free program that even if you're not on our service, which we don't recommend, right? But even if you're not on our service and you refer 3 people, we're going to give you the service for free. It's that simple. And if, let's say, for instance, you started on a lower plan because you didn't feel you needed 300 people or 600 people in a program yet, right? But you refer 3 people who do, we're going to upgrade you to the higher plan as a thank you for that doing that. So if you're just a customer who says, I want to keep my Zoom because 85% of my meetings is simply share a screen and talk to my neighbors, great. You don't have to worry that we're an additional cost. Refer 3 people and your service is free. Then in today's world, we all know that influencers can move product, right? And affiliates can move product. And if they don't have a very simple compensation plan that you can explain in 30 seconds, you're not going to get their attention, or you'll get their attention and lose it before that 30 seconds is over. And so we made a very simple program for them. Is you're going to earn anywhere between $50, $75, and $100 for every single time you sign up a person. Why is it 50? Why is it 75 or 100? Obviously, the higher the level plan, the more we pay you. We share with the revenue that comes in. So 50, 75, or $100 is a pretty good upfront bonus, I'm saying, for affiliates and influencers. That gets their attention. But what keeps their attention is when you're in the subscription business like we are, is that they're going to get paid on the subscription every single month too. And they're going to earn anywhere from 10% to 20% to 30% on the subscriptions. And that is also very powerful. And how do you differentiate between 10, 20, and 30? Again, we made it simple for that kind of mentality. If you sign up 5 customers, you're at 10%. You sign up 10 customers, you're at 15%, you're at 20%. You sign up 20 customers, you're at 30%. So it's not about building huge organizations, sales teams to simply earn that kind of residual income. And the other thing is we know that everyone out there is not going to sign up 20 customers in 20 minutes. Some people only sign up 5 or 10 customers maybe in their whole lifetime. And so that differential between the 30% that you earned and have the right to earn because you've done more than most people and somebody else that signed up is only 10%, instead of the company keeping that differential, we give it to you. That's simple. So just for an influencer and affiliate program, we think that's one of the most attractive programs there are. But many of you, right, that have built national sales organizations, international sales organizations, we know that for you, the true measure is what are the cash rewards on people when I build a team? And I think that's where the Success Academy comes in. Because even though I could say it's simple, right? When you're getting paid and getting cash rewards on thousands of people, nothing is that simple, right? And so that's why we created the Success Academy. And I want to make sure that you guys can see that. And to log into the Success Academy, whether you're a member or not, right, the code is 11411. And we invite you to come back there and look at that. And in here's section each section is where I meant it meets you where you're at. One is part of the Success Academy is to teach you our system. How do you introduce the product to people? How do you introduce the company to people? How do you get them to experience pitch when they don't even understand what it is? And so this is where you'll have access, I'm saying, to the invitation links. You can literally send a 2-minute recording that is interactive. So it shows them the technology while we're asking them to look at the technology. And it's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek video where it says, if you like what you're seeing in a recording, which is interactive, then imagine what we can do for you live. And so that helps you explain, I'm saying visually and experientially, of exactly what our software is about. And again, it's right here for you to have that. And so you get to have you can share the video. You can actually then pick a day and time and help people choose that, because we always say it's really important that you be involved and guide people through the process. And then once you understand that that's the process, use, talk, demo, use the product yourself, right? Talk about it with others and let them experience it. And then we have the VIP reward section, which is really the door opener of how you get rewarded. And this is where the training really begins. And here is where we have videos that start. We have obviously the traditional explanation and think of it as a PDF form. And more importantly, where you want to have that in-depth is where you can start to watch the videos. And each video breaks it down in 2 minutes apiece. I'm saying if you're in traffic, you could go through 9 of them before you get to your destination, right? And there's nothing visual to watch, so you can literally think.
Good afternoon. I am Peter, and if you haven't been able to tell yet, I am with Pitch, the first fully interactive and immersive live and recorded webinar platform. That's right, we can take any website in the
Can't hear
world
ya.
and make it interactive for up to 600 people, simply at the touch of a button. No integration, no widgets, and no downloads required. Just how interactive are we? Well, you may not
Steve, we
realize
can't
it,
hear you. We're
but you're
hearing the video.
interactive right now. Go ahead, touch the screen. You can browse, shop, or click anywhere on
Sorry,
the website.
I couldn't find him
And
how to
even
stop.
though I am not there
He
with
has a
you
mind of
right
his own.
now,
You know?
I was able to control your screen and show you
so
the
that's the-
pages I thought
We
might
can
be
only
of
hear
most
Peter. We
interest
can't
to
hear
you.
you.
Have you seen the
Okay.
feature page yet?
Hold on.
Have you ever been on a live or
Stop my YouTube. There it is. I think, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Okay. Welcome home. So anyway, that's where I want and encourage you to spend as much time as possible. I'm saying in taking the videos at your own pace in that perspective. And as you say, I think you'll see that the magic is in the simplicity in the explanation and the simplicity in the process. I go back to Harry and I have tremendous, 30 years experience, selling products. And the only time, and I'll say this, for Harry and I, we were most successful, not because we were brilliant at explaining the products. We were brilliant at picking products that people can experience. And so when we sold nutritional products in our past, we try to time the meeting where as long as it took the effect for them to feel the product, right? So we kept them in that room until all of a sudden they could feel the product, right? And it's like anti-aging in skin, right? The second it touches their skin, if they see the wrinkles go away, right? Explanations don't sell, experience does. And when it comes to technology, it's the same. I can tell you, I've probably done, 200 to 300 demos, in the past 90 days. And I would tell you 90% of the time that when I'm watching people on the webinar and I see all the nodding, they understand everything I'm saying and they're excited. But the experience when they touch the screen changes completely. Now, all of a sudden, they repeat everything that I said an hour before that I thought they even weren't paying attention. And so the good news is we didn't set it up where you have to become the host. You have to figure out how to use the platform to create that experience. Right now, that burden is on us. And again, there'll be more people like myself as we grow that'll be doing those demos for you. So we just want it to be where as many people as you can create as an opportunity for us, we'll meet the challenge and create those demos for you. And so with that, if anyone doesn't have any other questions, I'll let you guys go watch Mark TV, have dinner, and hopefully see you next Wednesday. And I want you to feel free to not only invite people that have already enrolled, use this as an opportunity, and we'll be conscious of presenting people who maybe have never seen the platform before, and do that. And then we'll increase, our schedule as you increase the opportunity for us to talk to people. And so we'll work hand in hand with you to kind of meet you where you're at. And so I just want to thank everybody for your patience and being a great audience and putting up with my occasional joke or two. Okay. So
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
all right. Okay.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
Steve.
night, everybody. Okay. And happy birthday, Ray. I didn't forget again.
Happy birthday, Ray.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Ray.
birthday tomorrow, Ray.
Happy
And Steve.
birthday.
Big day tomorrow,
We'll
Ray.
work on the day.
Goodbye, everybody.